You just gonna hold it?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold mine because I forgot the little Queen's Guard hats for it.
There's a what?
Those like little fuzzy things you can put on top of it. That's what they
That's
kind of
true.
look
That's
like.
true. Okay.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Matt.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Do you want to introduce yourself or do you just want to jump in?
Uh,
Do you want to tell people how we know each other?
sure. I mean, we've known each other for what, 10-ish years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 10 years.
And I think I was trying to think back to when we first met, but I think it was a random party or something. I can't remember.
Probably.
Probably. But you know, I've known Drake for quite a long time, even before that, but just met you by being a Lee University adjacent person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw I've met a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah. And you know, our both of our love for TV is what brought me here. So here I am.
That is true. We've talked about Matt on the pod before. We refer to him as Matt, friend of the pod.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you're coming in when Ellen is not here, so you've never met Ellen.
I have never met Ellen.
You've talked to Ellen.
That is true. I have talked to Ellen, and I don't even know if she wanted to be on this podcast with me. Maybe that's why she's not here. I don't know.
I mean, I have asked her about it, and she said no so far.
Okay, well, all right, and yet I'm here. So
Here you are. Well, what have you been watching, Matt?
let's see. Well, last night I watched the latest episode of The Rooster, which I'm still not sold on the show yet, but
How many more episodes are there?
I think there's 2 more. It was 8 last night.
Okay, yeah, probably 2.
I'm not gonna lie, it was one of those where I was phoning it up while watching it, so I didn't really pay attention that
Yeah.
much. It's not as, I don't know, it hasn't gripped me like, Shrinking or any of those other shows have. I feel like it's trying to capture that magic in the HBO way.
hmm
It's not doing it for me, not gonna lie.
I know I couldn't get into it. I'm sure I'll watch it at some point,
Yeah.
but I'm good right now.
Okay. And then I'm currently watching Daredevil, The Boys, Invincible, if you're into the animation stuff, which I am.
Which one's the Invincible one?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's based on the comic series by Robert Kirkman, or the graphic novel one where he's the guy who did Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like a more dark take on the superhero tropes. So it's very, very violent and gory, but also not as grotesque as like The Boys is, where it's in your face, but it's because it's animated too. But I think it has more like human and character development than most modern like Marvel and DC stuff does. But
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I know you're watching Daredevil.
Yeah.
I didn't watch last week because I was in Chicago. I probably won't watch the episode. I know you and Drake talk about how much you love the show.
But it's not your bag.
It's not. I think I've said before that if I went back and watched the first series that was on Netflix, then I probably could get into it.
Yeah.
But I never watched it, so I've just jumped into this next series.
Okay.
But what do you like about it so much?
That's one of those characters I grew up with, so like, I mean, I've watched even the Ben Affleck crappy movies. I've watched them all, but this season actually seems to not be Disneyfied like the other ones have been. They're trying to make it feel like the Netflix show. They're doing an okay job, but it is better than what last season was. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you think even just season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Season 1 was very Disney, I think. To where like even when they said like they're like, oh, we're still gonna be dark and say like very dark stuff and it's gonna deal with, a lot of violence and death, but it still felt like Disney princessed a little bit. And now it doesn't feel as much as that, but we'll see.
I could see that. It's definitely grittier than the Netflix one. I know that because the Netflix one was like a CW type superhero show, which I
Yeah.
think does work with some of the comics because they're kind of kitschy, but
Yeah, they
I
are.
I think it works better with Daredevil for it to be darker.
He's supposed to be. But I think they're also setting it up for like the new Spider-Man movie coming out. I think they're trying to set up he's in the movie supposedly. So is the Punisher, and he's supposed to have his own little thing in this season, but we'll see. I don't know. Marvel is trying to still do their Marvel thing, but whether they're successful or not, I don't know. I don't know.
What about, do you watch the animated Star Wars show?
I haven't watched the new one yet. I have friends who do. They love it,
Yeah, Drake's
but
watching it right now and
but
he
I
loves it.
haven't. I've never got into the animated stuff as much as the other stuff.
Drake says they're really important and they're really good, and I hear all about it. So
Okay, okay, but you're not a fan.
I'm not that into Star Wars, I guess. I thought
Way
I
to
was a
edit
pretty
that
big
out.
fan. Yeah. I mean, it's just I thought I was a big fan, but then I did not understand how much of a fan of Star Wars and DC Comics slash Batman that Drake was until after we got married.
Mm,
He revealed that about himself after.
okay.
Yeah.
Would that have been a deal breaker
No,
before?
no. But I was like really surprised. I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Okay.
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 Okay. He just
Well, did you have like a your own little fandom that you didn't reveal?
no, on our very first date, I told him that I just watch a lot of Teen Mom.
Yeah, which Chattanooga's famous for that. Yeah.
And why I watch it.
Didn't you have a run-in with her somewhere? Did you see her somewhere?
I've seen her a couple times. I used to go to parties with her when I worked at PF Chang's.
Did she work there? Just new people who worked there.
No, her friend Bahumi and well, that's who I worked with, and her brother, who was on the show sometimes, had parties in their parents' basement, and so we'd all go over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so she's been over there a couple times when I was there.
Interesting. When TV goes to real life.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you can talk about this yet, but have you heard anything back from traders or anything?
No,
No.
no, I'm still manifesting it
Okay.
because I guess it's not too late.
Okay.
I almost applied for a fourth time because the application was still up online, but the deadline had passed. They didn't
Yeah.
update. And I went to go double check it last week, and they finally closed it.
Okay.
But it was just of last week. It
Interesting.
was actually like taken down. So
But you did get an email. It's like,
yeah, with the follow-up stuff, but then
yeah.
and then I more or less can tell that they looked at the YouTube video because it's a direct link that I
Oh
uploaded.
yeah, so
And
reviews inside.
yeah, and it was like 2 hours after I submitted the application. So
Okay. So we'll see. We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
It's not, it could still happen until we don't know until the show comes out, I guess, or is announced.
And now that we're getting in the summertime, there's a lot of those like, which have you watched $1 Million Secret?
I've not even heard of that.
Okay, that's the Netflix one that I'm watching. It's on season 2, but it's similar to Traders, and like you're trying to figure out who has the money. Basically, the premise is there's like 10, 12 people. They go to this place called the Stag. It's like this really nice resort hotel. I can't remember the actor's name, but there's this British dude who's like he's like I'm the millionaire kind of person. But they all open a box in the room, and one of them has $1 million, and everyone's trying to figure out who the millionaire is and vote him off. Because if they vote him off, the $1 million then goes to a different person randomly. And
Oh,
if you have the money at the end, you're the one who gets to keep it. Kind of thing.
okay.
So it is. I like it. It has those trader-esque for like, if you're the millionaire too, before you go to like the dinner vote, you have a task you might have to do. Like one of them recently was he had to put 3 clothespins on other contestants before a certain time frame and had to like be secretive about it. That's like random. Or like
Yeah.
he had to the same guy because he had it 2 times in a row was he had to tell someone what their celebrity doppelganger was. And the worst one was there's one guy who had to follow someone around for 45 minutes and couldn't be with less than 15 feet from him. And it was so awkward. The guy caught on and was like, why you have to so awkward? It's so stupid, but it's so entertaining. It's the summer of like game shows and weird reality TV. And I love it.
It's because we're in a recession.
That's a recession indicator, apparently.
A huge recession indicator. Well, we've also kind of, because we both like the traders, for a while there, we were giving each other tasks to try and do
We were.
with our group of friends.
We were success. I don't think we failed ever.
No, you got most of them though. I think I only got that one with Kirsten, and I don't even remember what it was.
I set you up though. It was to say a certain thing. What was it?
Maybe garage or something. Was that it?
No, it wasn't garage. It was something that was like oddly specific. But I asked a question, And then she started talking about it, then you said it, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, but still, you did it.
We did it. We did it on a rooftop bar in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh yeah, yeah, that wasn't a very good one.
No,
But where are we recording live now?
we were at our favorite establishment, Lo Mein, not known for any kind of Chinese food whatsoever.
Nope.
But yeah, this is our go-to Rat Pack bar.
And it's where Ellen and I met for the very first time in
came
person.
here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know.
Yep.
I probably would have been here.
You might have actually been here, honestly.
That's true. There's a high probability I
Yeah.
was here.
Yeah. So, but
Interesting. Okay. When was that?
April of 2024. 2020.
Time runs together now.
Yeah, 2024.
Since COVID, everything's either 1 year ago or 7 years ago. They all
Yep.
seem like the same time frame.
Yep.
Even things that happened before COVID, like 2019, I'm like, that had to have been like 2022. And they're like, no, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows anymore?
Okay.
Well, there was another show I was going to ask you about. Well, DTF St. Louis ended.
Oof.
So spoiler alerts, we're about to talk about it. You
Yeah.
haven't finished it yet. What are your thoughts?
It was a roller coaster.
It really
I
was.
was like, at first, like first episode, you're like, okay, this is what the show's about. Second episode, okay, no, this is what it's about. Third episode, I kept saying that every single episode. And then probably by the fourth one, it was like, okay, now I see the underlying theme. But then it still had me guessing until the end. I would have never guessed the ending, which I'm not gonna say yet, but just in case you're not finished and you haven't heard the spoiler alert yet. But yeah, I thought it was the wife, the weatherman, the kid, all at different times, and I would have never guessed it was not any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I circled through who I thought it was the whole entire time, and it was always something different.
Yep.
Based on obviously what they were showing you. And
Yep.
I very much enjoyed it, though. I would
Oh, me
recommend
too.
people watch it.
Me too. And like little smart writing stuff like when what's her face? Who's the actress who played the wife? What's her name?
Oh,
I'm usually better at this.
she's in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Linda Cardellini. Drake has the biggest crush on her. Biggest crush.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he watches her interviews and stuff right now and everything.
Probably.
Okay. But yeah, when she kept being like, "Can you speak up? I can't hear you," and then finally the detective character was like, "No, you can hear me." I was just like, "Ooh, they played it so well." And I think this was Jason Bateman's one of his better characters because it felt like not his other characters.
Yeah, there was a softer side to him, and most of it. Yeah.
But then still like he wasn't afraid to be his like, how do I say this? Like his kink self. Like he's like, I'm going to explore these things. That's fine. But then there was still a timidity to him. And I think it was a very vulnerable character for him compared to other stuff. Like I feel like Ozark was a different character for him, but it still felt like Jason, like it still felt like him. And even like Arrested Development, I've always been like, I see the same person except for the show. Except for the show. And then old Hopper.
I was just, when the trailers came out, that's the whole Lily Allen, that whole album's about him. And so I was just like, I don't want to like this show.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ugh, but he did a great job.
He did.
And yeah.
He did. And even like honestly, it's weird because I've always had this like weird, I always like sign language obsession where I'm like, I would love to learn ASL.
Same.
And the way they told the story of how he got to that, and even that whole thing where he's like, I'll tell you how I got the curved dick thing. But it kept being like, wait, is that how? No, that's not how. And it just kept going.
Yeah.
Like, that's so brilliant. It's so good. And it had nothing to do with any of it. I was like, why are you telling the story this way? But he just played like the most lovable, kind character, which I think was like, even for him, Hopper is one way. When he was in the Marvel movies, he's this like drunk Russian dude. And then this character is very different from everyone else he's ever played.
He was in the Marvel movie?
Yeah, the most recent one, the Thunderbolts.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Well, there you go.
I kind of forgot that was a Marvel movie.
It was, because they're the new Avengers now. They're coming out in the new Dooms. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Big rabbit hole. We won't go down there.
Yeah, the Marvels.
All right, so the ending. Did you expect it?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, yes, but no. Not in the way that it finally like ultimately unfolded.
And there's still some like they didn't explain everything. Like it seems like he decided to, because you've already been alerted to spoilers, so that's fine. But he decided to drink the little cocktail thing that he would die from. More spur of the moment. Do you think he thought through like, oh, this will actually set them up for life because of my life insurance policy? Do you think he thought through all of that in that moment, or was it just like I disappointed the one kid I was trying to like? We actually had a good relationship, and then it's gone, so I'm done. Like, what do you think his motive was?
I think he had the life insurance motive like under the surface, kind of like, okay, if like all else fails and I need to take care of my family, this is what I'll do. And I think that that instant is what kind of like he had already had these thoughts. And so I think that that instant just like was such a good
Yeah.
catalyst or like a strong catalyst for that.
Okay.
And he probably didn't second guess it because he had already kind of planned out like how he's going to take care of everything.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it was like there's part of me it's like he was going to do this all along at some point, and that was like the okay, I'll just go ahead and do it now kind of thing. That way, I don't have to try to repair this. It'll just show like that's why he did the "I love you" sign, even though the kid thought that was party on, rock
Yeah.
on, which I thought that was cool too. Like even, but then that kid, I was like, that devastated that kid probably to know that, and then the show ended.
Yeah. It's a limited series, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing it. I think I've heard rumors that they're going to do another one like set in a different city,
Mm-hmm.
different
Like an
story. Like, yeah,
anthology.
I don't know
I,
if that's true or not, but
I need to start keeping track of what they say is a limited series and what's not, because I swear to you, half these shows they're like limited series and then they bring them back
yeah,
and they try to act like they never said that
yeah,
because you can't get Emmy nominations if it's a limited series, or like you can only get a Emmy nomination for a limited series once, and then if you change like it's
interesting.
yeah.
I did not know that. Okay. But so like they could get nominated as a limited series this year, but if they brought it back next year, it's now a different category.
Well, I think it's limited series or anthology. I'd have to double check the category because they do have an anthology
I feel like True
category.
Detective's technically an anthology, right?
Yeah,
And that like, I mean, they've all been nominated for like best actor, a drama, but
but it is an anthology series, so it would have been
just for that,
yeah.
like best actor in a dramatic series.
No, yeah, it would be it because yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting.
I mean, we can triple check, but I know they have an anthology series like award set,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
mean, do you think any of them are up for an award?
DTF St. Louis might be. I think that for a limited series, that the Night of Seven Kingdoms,
Oh
that
God.
I if that doesn't win at least 3 to 5 Emmys, then I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
The kid actor alone, like he did so well.
Yeah, and the Dunk did a great
Yeah.
job. The directing was great. The cinematography was great. The
Mhm.
writing was great. I mean,
That was still a show that, like, after the first episode, I was like, I don't know about this show.
mhm.
And then by episode 3, I was like, oh yeah, I like this show a lot.
Yeah, and then 3 episodes later it was over.
Yeah.
But they really did a great job telling the story.
Mhm.
I shit on it so
I still uh, Game of Thrones model of the second to last episode was always the most dramatic. Or
Mhm.
like, whoa, and then the last episode kind of ties some bows, but leaves some questions. But man, that second to last episode, oof.
Yeah, that's a format that I think is a
I mean, a lot of people have done that.
yeah, it's pretty traditional in like the sitcom because or network TV, because when I was watching ER, every season that I watched, which was all 10 or the first 10, the second to last episode was the big
Yeah.
one, and then the last one they just title ends up, which I thought is really interesting because I don't feel like people do that much anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, like the pit doesn't do that.
No, you want the cliffhanger. You
Yeah.
want them to tune in for next season, but
Speaking of, have you heard some of the stuff for next season already with the pit?
mm-mm.
They've already confirmed like Dr. Robbie's back
Okay.
and a lot of that stuff. They also said that it's not like what's her name? The doctor that's not confirmed now. That's not coming back. What's her name?
Samira.
Yes.
Yeah.
The creator said that like she's not gone. Like the way he worded it was like she's just not working that day. So she's not necessarily out for future seasons.
Right. I mean, I think that they could move actors around real easily because it's only one day and that an employee can be gone for a day.
Exactly. Do you think they'll do spin-offs though? Like there's people already saying that they should do a night shift version.
Oh, I mean, if it was there's gonna be a night shift version, yeah, because I want to watch an episode of Dr. Abbott.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what. And the guy that's always drinking the drink,
Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember Doctor something,
Yeah.
but I wanted to watch him too. I want to see if he does anything besides drink iced coffee.
True. And then but then it's like the character progression of like Javardi,
Hmm.
like they're gonna have to decide what they want to do. Like they might not be on the show anymore. Like, but are they gonna do weird? Like she still works at the hospital, but she comes down when there's a case. If she decides dermatology or surgical or whatever, they might do some of that where like they come down because they did that with that one night shift nurse who came in who was on last season, the guy with the longer hair.
Oh yeah,
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 like he came back for a couple episodes, so they'll do stuff like that. I think it's one of those shows because it's set in a day. I think they can do endless things with
yeah.
it.
Hmm. Yeah, that, and then you watched Paradise,
Yeah.
right? And they've set it up now too, which I honestly am fine with because I was getting a little bored of where it's going, and if we ended where they're trying to get back to, um, or like trying to still get into the dome, whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, it's all destroyed now.
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm I'm glad that we're moving on past that. It is
Yeah.
a little I feel like I've been um not duped. Like I
Yeah, duped. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a good word for it.
kind of like with Silo where all the trailers had Rashida Jones and then she was only in the first episode.
Yep.
And I was like, "Well,
What's the point of this?
but the show was good." But
Yeah. Which even Silo, like that one and Dark Matter is about to come back. Did you ever
mhm.
watch Dark Matter?
No.
I like that show a lot. And but then they took a big hiatus and it's like I think the last season came out 2.5 years ago.
Mhm.
But I didn't even know they were not gonna cancel it. I was like, maybe we're not gonna see another one, but that's coming back. And it's one of those where like the trailer had nothing to do with it. Where you're like, I don't know what's this about?
Yeah. I'm excited about Silo because it's going to be outside of the silos.
Yeah.
It's going to be like pre or I don't something.
I haven't heard much about that yet. That's
Well,
good to know.
yeah, and we watched it last year, so that was nice because we didn't have to wait as long.
That's true.
And Drake read the books. Well, he at least read the first book. I think there's a series. I think there's three.
Okay. Have
Uh,
they veered away from the books yet?
no, and so that's what. But yeah, I think he only read the first book.
Mm,
So I wonder if the second book is if it'll
okay.
mirror it. But
Okay. It's weird that like I feel like usually TV follows a pattern of like there's like 7 post-apocalyptic shows, there's 7
mm-mm.
zombie shows, there's all the superhero shows. I don't feel like we're in a pattern yet. I feel like they're kind of throwing stuff and seeing what sticks, and then yeah, we're going with that.
Mhm.
Like the most popular, like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, people weren't sure if that was going to stick. That stuck. Silo, I think, isn't sticking because I hear that it's not a lot of people's favorite show, but it's good. Even with like For All Mankind, another sci-fi show, I've never watched it, but it's like #1 on Apple TV, and I'm like, I guess it's good, but I've heard good things, just never watched it. But there doesn't seem to be a pattern like in past years where it's like there's 18 zombie shows out. Seems to be a good mix right now.
Well, one, I think you don't ever have to worry about Apple. Apple doesn't cancel their shows
Yeah,
until they're
that's
done.
good.
Because why would they? They're creating their library now, so they want to invest in like creating these like really solid shows that people can invest in. Um, but I agree with you. I think they were kind of all over the place. I think network TV is just procedurals. I mean, name a network show that's not a procedural,
Yeah.
except Paradise, and
But
that is a Hulu show, and then they air it on
you
ABC.
think that's going to keep going? Because they're like, I'll say some of the special effects and budget this season felt like it was on the way out because it was like kind of cheesy at times. And I was like, oh, I don't know if they're going to keep going with this show or not.
Oh no, I think no, they
Think they
will.
will?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because it's a Dan Fogel show, and it's cheesy because he does cheesy. Ellen always has to remind me of that.
Even
That's
some of the dialogue, I was just like,
oh,
oh, come
like,
on.
did you watch This Is Us?
Yeah.
Like there were some scenes were like so sweet and like so well written, and then there were other scenes I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Like two humans don't interact this way.
Yeah, so it's so you just have to kind of um suspend your belief for a little bit.
Yeah. 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 That is true. That is true.
But yeah, so they're trying to figure out what the next because I think they found out that okay, we can get away with only having 8 episodes a season, and now they're
You're
trying.
stupid. I hate it. personally, but
Yeah. Yeah. We could rant about that
yeah,
forever.
yep.
And now, yeah, they're trying to figure out what's the next thing that everybody's gonna get sucked in on. Sci-fi is pretty big right now, but that's always been kind of a difficult,
Yeah.
not because not everybody likes that.
Well, I think they try to look at like Project Hail Mary was like one of the most successful movies so far this year, and that was a big sci-fi thing. So I think people look at that, they're like, well, how do we replicate that here? You know.
Mm.
Um, but I feel like the blend is different in regards to TV and the big screen because even like I heard there's a lot of cities that did the pit finale in theaters, and I saw a bunch of tweets of people like, why can't we normalize watching some TV shows? Like Stranger Things did it with their thing. Like, I think they're trying to blend them more because movies aren't making the money they used to.
Hmm.
I think TV's more where it's at. But I don't know. I do think like there's something about seeing a sci-fi movie in an IMAX theater, but I'm not necessarily be like, I want to watch The Pit on a 60-foot screen, you know?
No, but I do like the idea of like watching the season finale with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That could be fun. And as long as they're not charging me to see it, I will go buy
Well,
popcorn and coffee.
well, they still do because like when I went and saw the Stranger Things finale in theaters, that they still charge you. It's still normal movie tickets. They're like,
Wait,
you're
no.
paying for that experience.
What I read online that they didn't charge because they're not
Like here did.
okay, because they're not also registered like movie actors, and so you can't necessarily show
I
them
thought
in
they
the movie
were.
theater. I don't That's just what I read online, and that they like there was a
Well,
way to
someone got me tickets, so maybe that it was free. Now that I think about it.
well, okay.
Interesting.
Ask your friend though,
I
and then
will. I
you
will.
can
That's weird. I didn't even. If I'm going to a theater, I didn't even think it could be free.
I that's what saw online. I didn't go see it, and I like also shit on that idea of them putting stuff in the theater, but I thought you had to pay for it. And I'm already, you're already paying for Netflix.
True,
And so,
but it's different. Like a show like The Pit's actually doesn't The Pit air on a non-subscription? Isn't it a network? WB
it's cable
makes it.
TV
Okay.
now. Um, and it also airs live,
Do you know what channel though?
HBO.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's on USA on
Okay,
network
so it's
TV.
still something you would pay for. Okay.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
like back in the day when like The Office or something. It's like
Right. Yeah,
if I'm gonna
no.
watch this for free. Yeah.
It's not on network TV. It's on cable TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I know it's a Warner Brothers show.
Right. That HBO.
Yeah. Which this season I'll say the special effects issues from season one. I didn't see a lot of those this season.
Not as much. The one that's still really bad and really gets me is the backdrop when they go outside into the bay. I mean, at least it's Pittsburgh, but
Yeah.
it's like you can tell it is fake.
Did you see that? I don't know if you saw this on Reddit a bunch. I did, where there's a segment of people who legitimately thought the pit was about a hospital in Hawaii somehow. No idea. Like this person posted it. They're like, my husband had to convince me that this was actually filmed in Pittsburgh, and now it makes sense because it's called the pit. But I legitimately thought it was in Hawaii and kept wondering like why are like talking about like a hockey team in Pittsburgh and like blah blah blah. And there's a bunch of people in the comments that were like, I thought it was in Hawaii too. I was like, where did you get Hawaii from any of this?
I have what?
Apparently, like there was a scene in one of the parks where there's a bunch of palm trees or something, and someone thought it was like
Yeah, because that was filmed in
yeah,
California.
exactly. I don't know. Apparently, there was a segment of people who thought the pit was in Hawaii
Okay,
and not even California.
sometimes I feel like I'm really dumb watching TV,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that coming. But at least I guess I'm not that I don't want to say dumb because that's rude. That oblivious when I'm watching TV.
Okay. Yeah, I can be a little oblivious sometimes watching TV, but I think that's due to my phone more than
Hmm.
anything else.
I've been trying not to be on my phone, but there's certain shows that I put on so I can be on my phone.
Yeah, that's true. I'm usually that with game shows, but even like I'll say the game show I want to get on so bad is called the 1% Club. I think we've talked about this before, but and even that, like sometimes I'll just fast forward to the question, listen, like answer it in my head, do the answer, and then go to the next question. So I'll watch the hour-long show, well, 45-minute shows this network in 15 minutes maybe. But then like I'm like, yes, I got it. I would have won. But you know, I'm not on the show, so I won nothing.
Well, how do you get on the show?
I want to look it up. I think it's just normal casting because I think they film in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
I think so,
Oh, nice.
but they might have moved it because the first season had Patton Oswalt as the host, and then they revamped it, and now it's Joel McHale. So I
Okay.
think they might have moved it to LA now. But I think when it was Patton Oswalt, I'm pretty sure he lives in Nashville now.
I think so.
I think it was in Atlanta, and then they moved it. But either way, I want to do that because I wanted to do shows like The Floor and stuff, but you have to commit if you're on it to be there for like 4 weeks.
Right, because if you keep winning,
Exactly.
yeah,
At least for a show like this, it's like one and done. You're there.
yeah.
See you later. I could probably take a day off work. I don't want to take 4 weeks off.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, especially, yeah, because you win some money, but it might not be enough to compensate for missing 4 weeks.
Or you always see those people who do like long form shows. Who are like, I quit my job to be here, and it's like when they don't win, you're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, we're not all going to be Ken Jennings.
No, we're not. I haven't watched the new Jeopardy.
I mean, I'll watch clips of it and stuff, and I really do like Ken Jennings. He's Mormon, so I find that fascinating. So he doesn't drink or anything, but he's really good friends with John Roderick, and Drake and I are obsessed with John Roderick. And
Wait, who's John Roderick?
he's the lead singer or the band The Long Winters
Okay.
and the Western State Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And he was in Harvey Danger for a little bit.
I know Harvey Danger. I don't know the other ones.
So they have a podcast together called Omnibus. So they're really good friends.
Okay.
And
what's the podcast about?
it is kind of beyond me. They bring these like hypothetical ideas and then support them by facts or something. I don't know. I really couldn't follow along the first 2 episodes.
Interesting. Okay. But it has nothing to do with Mormonism.
No,
Okay.
no, I find him very entertaining or interesting because he's Mormon, so he doesn't drink or smoke or do any of these things, but he's also like he makes all these like really quippy jokes that are like about rap music or like, he's very well rounded and
Interesting.
he hasn't limited his experiences in life.
Yeah. Like you said, he looks Mormon, but I would have never guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Interesting.
he is.
Okay.
And when they were trying to put what's her name as the host of Jeopardy?
From Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Miam Balak or whatever. First of all, I don't like her, but I was like, Ken Jennings is obviously the person. Like it's like it was like predestined in his life for him to be
Chase.
Mm-mm.
The game show that was like, I think it's a British show first that came here for a little bit, but he was on it, and the whole point was like the contestant would answer questions, and if they got it right, but the expert, which one of them was Ken Jennings, there was another Brad something who was also a Jeopardy winner. It was like a bunch of people who were like the smartest people in the world, kind of thing, and the point was like to get more questions right than the expert did. And if you did, you won money, kind of thing. But he was on that, and he was always like the quippy one. And I was like, okay, Ken, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty. Isn't the 1% Club? That's also a British show. Didn't start off as a British. Yeah, that's how I remember finding it. I don't think I actually did very well whenever I watched those clips.
Oh, I love it.
But because we've played games together now, so you can see it. If you ask me a question, my brain goes blank.
Okay, yeah.
It's really hard for me to find it in my brain.
It's funny because like there's certain things like most of the 1% Club is riddles, so it's like you're trying to find
riddles too.
You're trying to find like a pattern. It's like, how do you finish this sentence, or how many colors are in this thing?
Okay, well we played that Linky game, and I couldn't find the patterns.
You should have watched me and Drake play Codenames. That was interesting. He got there though. He got there.
Drake's not a big game person. He likes playing with Maggie and Chase because they pick pretty fun, easy games, pretty relaxed. They don't, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's also a game where you have to think like the person you're giving the clue to, because you played it before, and you have to like, I'm trying to get you to get these words, and then he kept being like, I think it could be this, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't think alike.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's why like I do pretty well with Chase because he and I have a pretty similar thought process. But we also didn't do super great because we also both have a similar thought process.
Yeah.
But when I played with her, their other friend Maggie, we did pretty well because we similar thoughts, but just different enough where we could get there.
Speaking of British TV shows, have y'all started the new season yet of Taskmaster?
No, have not.
Okay.
I think we watched the first episode maybe, and I need to commit to it.
it's weird because like Kumail Nanjiani's on it this season, and like I've liked him and not liked him in so many different things he's done, but I feel like this is his bag. He seems to
Oh,
be doing
okay.
well, in my
Okay.
opinion. I don't think he'll win at all, but like he's not doing well, but he's doing well, if that makes sense. I
Mhm.
think he's actually funny in it, and like apparently he's been a fan since like when he found it. He's watched every episode,
I
kind of thing.
I'm more or less there now. The good news is I don't remember half of them, so I'm ready to go watch them
Oh
again.
yeah, it's so good. And there's some good tasks this season, but I'm like, how do they keep coming up with non-repeat tasks? I'd be like, we just gotta let's recycle some stuff
I,
now.
well, Alex did say they will redo certain tasks if they just didn't do well, and they'll
Fan.
improve them. Yeah, they'll so that they work better. But this is my order of operation of the reality shows I'm going to be on. Traders, and then that's going to lead me to being on Dancing with the Stars,
Oh
and then
wow.
that will lead me somehow to be on Taskmaster. Not that one's a jump that I don't quite know how I'll get there, but
Okay.
I will.
Do you think if there was a U.S. Taskmaster that actually was successful because they tried it, didn't work, would you want to be on that one or the British original?
The British
Yeah.
original. I mean, I'm not settling for second best.
Yeah. I think the only way they could do an American version, because Alex was on it, but I think it has to be both of them. Because it was Alex and what's his name? It, he was a musician, comedian. I can't remember, but he was like our chemistry just didn't work. But him and Greg, you have to keep him, and you can't not do it without one or the other.
Have you watched any of the other countries, like Australia or New
Not
Zealand?
really.
They're actually pretty good. They do a pretty good job of which, again, I guess they just dropped the ball on America because they really do find good job of finding a very good host and Taskmaster that have very good vibe, similar energy too as Greg and Alex.
It was Reggie Watts. That's who did the American. But I think it
Oh,
was like
oh,
Alex. I think for ours, because there's a podcast where Alex talked about it, where it was like because it was on Comedy Central, it had to be a 30-minute format. And he's like, it's so hard to do this show in 30 minutes.
hmm
And then he's like, and then me and Reggie didn't really have good chemistry, so that felt off.
Reggie, that's a weird pairing.
Yeah.
He has a very unique sense of humor.
Yeah. Kind of eccentric, a little out there.
Yeah,
And I've seen clips, but I've never watched an episode, so I didn't give it a proper chance myself. But it was still like, how can you do the show in 30 minutes? You can't.
yeah,
Like you show all that task and then do the stage when you're done.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think American format for TV just isn't conducive to that style of show unless it's a streaming show. Because a streaming show, you don't have to worry about commercial breaks and blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe Netflix will pick it up. Who knows?
Mm, that could be an option.
But the fact that I can watch it for free, I'd rather not pay to watch the American version.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay to watch it. If I had a subscription, I might watch it, but I wouldn't get a subscription to watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you watching the UK SNL?
I've seen clips.
Oh, you haven't watched like a whole episode
Well, I
yet?
watched the first episode
Okay.
all the way through, but I haven't seen any other ones. And then did watch Hamnet over the weekend, and then had the palate cleanse by watching the first episode of SNL UK had a Hamnet skit
Oh yeah.
that helped palate cleanse from the sadness of Hamnet. But it was good. I thought it was an interesting choice that their first host was Tina Fey.
hmm
So it was like, why would you not get a British person to do it? Which they even did address in her monologue, which actually was funny. But then I've heard that like she's a consultant or like acting as kind of Lauren-ish.
She's the SNL queen.
Yeah.
It's probably her dry run for when she becomes Lauren.
And I feel like they were also they know that in England they've watched SNL, so it's like, oh, here's a familiar face for our version. Let's help that take off. But I've heard it's gone well. I just haven't watched any other episode. You can only watch it on Peacock, so
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon, I think, was on this week's episode.
oh,
My arch nemesis. So we'll see how that goes.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. And would you not watch it just because he's on?
No, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but I'll just when I come back on here, I'll probably talk shit about it for 5 minutes. I don't know. I have beef with him and Phineas for whatever reason. I
'Cause it's
just
too much.
I it's he they are Jimmy Fallon's overstaying his welcome.
You think?
Yeah, he needs to wrap it up. He needed to wrap it up in 2015.
Because now that Colbert's leaving,
Yeah.
he's the only one who's left from that original new crew.
Yeah.
And you think he'll stay?
My brother.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Um, that's the joys of recording something at Low Main. You always run into somebody, But have they talked about what's replacing Colbert yet?
Oh, this comedy show that was a YouTube show, and I'd have to look it up again, but everybody in the comments were like, "No, why would you do this? That's not even funny." I think it was a show that already failed once, like didn't do well, and so they're trying to bring it back with like the same people even.
Really?
I Something.
Okay.
It isn't right, is what they're doing. I also I got tickets to go see him on April 16th and then April 22nd. April 22nd was I was in Chicago, and the 16th they weren't, when you get these tickets, they're not necessarily guaranteed tickets. They are, but they're not. And with it being one of the last shows, I was like, I don't want to get all the way up there
Yeah.
and one have to stand in line for 4 hours. I'm not
No.
doing that.
No.
I've already seen him once. Or stand in line for 4 hours and not get in there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I took the L on that one.
Okay. Would you still stand in line for SNL with the current cast?
Yeah, if I was guaranteed to get in, which for standby tickets you usually aren't. You have to get there pretty early. Just because I want to go and experience it. Oh, that's another thing I'll do. So Traders, that's how it'll happen. Traders, Dancing with the Stars, SNL, and then that will get me on.
Oh, you'll host SNL.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Or become a writer, but probably
Interesting. Well, you've
can't.
talked about the Page program before, haven't you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I applied this year, but I withdrew my application when I applied for Traders.
You didn't want that conflict of interest because Traders is own
NBC, yeah, they're both NBC productions. And so I was like, I mean, if it helps my chances.
You're like, I don't want to be a Page.
Yeah, well, and they have, well, I would use Traders to maybe get on SNL, because I could join like the Page program or try and force them to, if I won, like instead of an award or reward, just get me a job in a writing room.
Oh,
That seems like a pretty fair trade.
yeah.
They can keep their money.
Do you still, which I don't know if this has been mentioned with me as friend of the podcast, but I am a tenant of yours.
Yeah.
Are you still trying to write the HOA TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm still the grungy weirdo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I got to flesh some more ideas out,
Is that
but
why we're not doing video? Because I'm the grungy.
yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I have some other ideas too. Just, yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. Try it out.
Okay.
So that's my order of operation though.
Which one do you think is the bigger springboard?
Like what would lead me to the next thing?
Like to where like someone saw you on Traders, like, okay, yeah, there's someone on Traders. Dancing with the Stars, it's like I feel like Dancing with the Stars is where you go as the end, not
Well,
the springboard.
it depends because
Sorry, Dancing with the Stars.
I think it depends on your agent. Okay. So I'm gonna have a really
Okay.
good agent. And I've said this a million times. I want the agent that Whitney Levitt and all the other girls or whoever some of them do have with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because they've gotten all these opportunities. All these
Yeah.
and so
Well, I do think that kind of reality TV is different.
it is, but if you have a good agent, Whitney Levitt went on to Dancing with the Stars and she didn't win, but now she's on Broadway. As Roxy Hart in
But
Chicago.
would you do Broadway?
No, because I can't sing, but I will do Dancing with the Stars because I can dance. I did mention this on the podcast. I did take ballroom dancing for 4 years
Really? I did not know that.
in high school.
Okay. And do you feel like you still retain a lot of that?
Some of the basic, like the counts and stuff like that, I do remember, and the basic moves, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I don't know if this is ready to shift or not, but I did think of this idea that we could do that was a chat GPT'd 16 seed TV bracket.
Okay. We won't tell Ellen we did AI because she's a hater.
I mean, I mostly am, but this is important.
Well, and I didn't do it. She didn't do it. You did it.
Oh no! Now she'll never want me on the podcast
Well,
again.
our hands are clean at least though.
Oh my gosh! I'll say that. Edit that out. Okay, so I'm gonna say two shows. You tell me which one, and then I'll keep it progressing forward. I did not personally. This is a randomized selection, so if one of your shows is not on here, that's not my problem. First round: Succession versus Emily in Paris.
Succession? Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
that's not even a debate. Okay, this one might be closer. The Bear versus Only Murders in the Building. Both have had ups and downs in their seasons.
I'm gonna go with the Bear.
They're both comedies.
Oh, I did learn something about that. So
Okay.
that more or less, this is not a hard fast rule, but thumb of rule and generally speaking in the industry, if it's if it's 30 minutes, it's a comedy. If it's an hour, it's a drama. So The Bear's 30 minutes, so it was written as a comedy, but it stays a comedy because it's only 30
Interesting.
minutes. Again, that's just the general classification to how they
So
break it
it's
down.
like since they're not willing to update their classifications, that's just how it has to
I
fall.
think so, yeah.
That's so stupid.
I know. So that's why I think at least still counted as that, or
Well,
why some of the other
they make fun of themselves for it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Like Barry's a comedy, but it's because like Succession and Barry have about the same amount of humor, but one is a drama and one's a comedy.
Yeah.
And that's because Succession's an hour long.
I would say that Succession does have more dramatic moments, probably because of the time frame. But there are some super funny moments.
And I think in almost all the dramatic moments too, there's a funny, like a very self-referential joke at least.
Yeah. Like I even watched that something very bad's gonna happen. And their
Oh yeah,
episodes are like close to an hour, but there's some very awkward, funny moments where you're like, okay, yeah.
yeah.
I think if you're just dramatic the whole time, it's just that's so like you just be Hamnet. You're just sad the whole entire thing.
Mhm. Like Normal People. Did you ever watch that show?
No, but
Don't.
I've heard. I've heard.
Don't.
Okay, round two. Stranger Things versus Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary.
Okay. Okay.
All the way.
Stranger Things was a 5 seed. Abbott Elementary was a 12 seed. So that was an
Would you
upset.
agree with that, or would you?
I've followed Stranger Things. I've only seen episodes of Abbott, so I haven't followed it.
Okay.
So I'd have probably gone the other way, but I do like Abbott Elementary from what I've seen. The Last of Us versus Euphoria.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, that would have been my choice.
I probably actually enjoy watching Euphoria more, but that's just because it's almost trash TV, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
you're just watching it for whatever dumb chaos that they've made.
Man, that springboarded a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. But The Last of Us is like an actual good story that people can relate to, and yeah.
All right. Next is White Lotus versus Yellow Jackets.
I've never seen Yellow Jackets.
Really?
Have you?
I've seen first season. I liked it a lot. But Yellow Jacket, like White Lotus, obviously anthology. Yellow Jackets is a continual story. I'd probably choose White Lotus here personally after seeing both. Because I do like the fact that they changed. I'm more of a limited series fan personally.
Yeah, it keeps you interested each season.
So we'll go White Lotus on that one. All right. Severance versus The Boys.
Hmm. What's your thought on that one?
Severance is just so well done. And The Boys is one of those where like I could watch every episode of Severance again. The Boys is
Right.
like, I've seen it. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think The Boys just plays I think it's such a good cultural
That's true.
clip, and so that part is why. That's kind of also like Abbott. I think it's just really
Yeah.
important to the TV industry.
Severance, I think, is the same way, just a lot more subtle.
That's yeah. Okay, Severance. It is
Are you
it is a better quality show.
okay? That Severance wins. Two more rounds. Ted Lasso versus Squid Game.
Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Yes.
And last one is Game of Thrones versus Wednesday. And we'll just to change it up, because Game of Thrones has been off air for a while, we'll do Night of the Seven Kingdoms versus Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, Night of Seven Kingdoms then for sure.
All right, so that goes us to the round of 8. Now it is Succession versus The Bear.
Succession. I think Succession's gonna win.
Really? Out of
Yeah.
all the shows? Okay.
I think so, based on the ones yeah.
All right, Abbott Elementary versus Last of Us.
Abbott Elementary.
Ooh, that was an upset. Abbott Elementary is a 12 seed according to this list. All right, White Lotus versus Severance.
Severance. That was the same one before? No. It was
It
The
was Severance
Boys.
versus the Boys,
Yeah.
yeah. Ted Lasso versus Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
97 Kingdoms.
Okay, now we're down to the final four here. Succession versus Abbott Elementary.
It's hard because it's like, how am I thinking about this? Am I thinking about it? What would I rather watch? Like, if I'm on a desert island, what would I rather watch more of? Or what do I think is more culturally important or like important?
So Abbott Elementary is still going.
It is. And I think it's continuing the network standard of 22 episode 30-minute comedies. And I think that's so important. So,
And I love the It's Always Sunny crossovers. Yeah.
so I'm gonna go with Abbott.
Wow. Upset here. Okay.
Or I'm thinking like, if a show got canceled, how would I feel
Yeah.
about it? And if I heard Severance was never coming back, I'd be like, fine.
Well, it's not. It's done.
No.
No, not Severance. Succession.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, because did I say Severance? Because this was Succession versus Abbott Elementary.
Still. Oh well, then it's Succession.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I said Severance or not, but
You said Severance.
okay. Well, yeah.
I heard Severance.
Succession beats Abbott Elementary in your mind.
Yeah, Succession. That is truly one of the best shows ever. Not necessarily because of the content. Drake doesn't want to watch it because it's like business,
Yeah.
and he hates business. He hates corporations, and he hates
stand on business.
business. He absolutely does not stand on business. So but it's not about that. That's the things I told him. It's not about business. It's
Yeah.
about this family dynamic,
Yeah.
and just the way that it's written and acted. Yeah, it's just so
Okay.
fucking good.
Well, then Severance versus Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Night of Seven Kingdoms.
Okay. So then the final round is Succession versus Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Succession.
That's tough for me.
What would you think it would have been? Succession or Severance?
I think I think for me, Night of the Seven Kingdoms would win just because
Oh.
it's still going.
Yeah.
And once the show's done, I'm kind of like, I've seen it, it's done. I don't really rewatch dramas specifically. Comedy, sure. Like New Girl, I'll have that on in the background.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, whatever. But I'm not gonna like, man, I'm craving rewatching Succession. I don't.
Oh, I do.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've rewatched it 2 or 3 times, and I'm gonna rewatch it again.
I usually the only time I've gone back to do something like that is if nothing else is on currently. Like if I'm not watching anything in order, and there's no like new game shows, or I'm a big cooking show fan. Like Gordon's not putting out stuff. Okay, I'll go back and watch something. But dramas just don't. I usually don't gravitate to that.
I'm not gonna rewatch Game of Thrones.
No,
but
I know people who do.
Yeah, I'm not. This like Succession, there's only 3 seasons, 10 episodes, so it's more approachable as a rewatch too, which is
still 30 hours of your life.
I'll rewatch Atlanta too, technically a comedy, but I've never laughed in watching that show. I mean, I have, but it's
goes deep.
It's way darker than it is funny.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking good. And there's that show and Succession, there's so many layers to it that I think every time you watch it, you just pick up on like something else that they're trying to communicate through the characters or the scenes.
Did you like when he was in the Mr. and Mrs. Smith show?
Yeah.
I heard they recast.
They did. Yeah, it's now an anthology.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
It's like just recast of them and it's still the same story.
No, okay, so it was...
Because anyone becomes a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mm-hmm. It was... Maybe it was that he got recast, and so they just recast it all together, but I thought it was the new guy that picked and got recasted, but...
I did like that show, though.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
I still didn't think the chemistry between them was good. I think it could have been better. I don't know if that was the point. Because it kind of came across as like they just were never believable as a couple to me. Even when they were like supposedly in love with each other.
Yeah, I was about to. I can't remember if they like really, really ever, but they did. Yeah, that's fair.
So I was like, did they recast based on that? But if it's an anthology, that makes more sense. But
I liked it.
I still like the show, yeah. But there's just so much TV out there.
There really is.
Like I'm also watching Your Friends and Neighbors, just because like I've watched it, so I want to keep up with the story.
I hear people talk about it a lot. I really do, way more than I feel like I should.
This season so far is better than the first.
That I have heard that. What about James Marsden? Because I've been curious to watch it just
She's doing
because.
a great job.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it for
She
him.
plays a very believable, rich, kind of skeezy, yet lovable asshole.
That's what Ellen said, and I pointed that out in Paradise. I was like, he kind of just plays the same role,
Yeah,
but
he's good at it.
then that's what, yeah, she was. But then we were talking about how he was in Enchanted, and so I think that's what
True.
kind of probably was the first thing
True.
that
And
comes to
Jury
mind.
Duty.
Yeah,
But Jury Duty, he still played
an asshole.
exactly. So he's good at a character.
Yeah, which sometimes I'm wondering, like, how much are you acting then?
Because even that new Vince Vaughn movie, which he's another person who kind of plays the same character and everything, but it was a new Netflix movie, I think, where it was like Vince Vaughn, James Marsden, and I can't remember the actress name, but they were like worked for this assassin corporation or whatever, and somehow Vince Vaughn time travels back, and there's this whole weirdness. Or it was a decently entertaining movie, but that movie, James Marsden was more the endearing, sweet person, not the
Okay,
asshole, and he did a good job.
all right.
I would say he did a good job.
I'll have to watch it then,
Yeah,
so I can
it's
see that.
it's entertaining.
Or Jason Bateman on what's her Smartless podcast. He plays a lot of his characters, and on the Smartless podcast, kind of as a jerk. Like they all paint him as a jerk, and I'm wondering how much of it is a joke.
Oh, true. I haven't heard much about his interaction in real life. I don't know if he's actually a jerk or not.
I haven't either. Just the stories that they tell, and I know that they exaggerate the stories for
Yeah.
like so. But I'm wondering like how much so,
Interesting.
because he agrees with everything they say.
But he writes most of it too, doesn't he?
Most of what?
Like when his characters, isn't it?
Oh.
Most shows that he's involved in the writing process too.
Maybe
Like
I
Arrested
don't.
Development was him. Ozark was him.
Yeah.
DTF St. Louis, he was executive producer. You know, so
Well,
he
executive
signs off
producer.
on him being an
That's
asshole.
true. He at least signs off on it. I always, whenever I see executive producer, I'm like, what does that mean? What are you actually doing? Because it
True.
could mean they could be doing a lot,
They could,
or they could have
just
done
the money
nothing.
guy.
Yeah,
True.
but you can get the credits too because that mainly I've been thinking about that because on the comeback she's an executive producer on the show,
Yeah.
but she actually has to do stuff because there's not anybody else.
That's true.
That shows. Have you seen that show before?
I have not.
You really should watch it. It's very, very good. Very good.
Okay, that'll be on my list now.
Very good. It's can be hard to watch. It's
Really?
it's cringe comedy, so it's kind of like Nathan for You. Like it takes a while but once you fall into the rhythm of the comedy, it's really good. But
Well, you never got into uh what's that show? Well, Detroiters. You ever watch Detroiters?
some of it,
Okay.
but not all of it. That
And
episode.
then I think you should leave. Did you ever get into
I never.
that? Okay.
Or I didn't finish the Chair Company either, which that's a little different. But yeah, but he's Tim Robinson. But I think really the only episode of the Detroiters that I've watched is that Zipline one.
Yeah, that's I think you should leave.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Where he's on the reality show.
Yeah.
That's I think you should leave.
Okay.
Because Detroiters is more of like a story based comedy show.
Oh,
Like,
it is?
It's continuing.
Okay.
Because him and they own like a PR company together or an advertising agency. But I think you should leave is just sketch.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Then obviously I haven't watched them.
Yeah, Detroiters. If I think you should leave is not your bag. I think Detroiters can be more because it's more a comedy. You know, that just has weird, crazy moments.
I think you should leave. I could really get into. I just have to get in the rhythm of the humor.
Yeah,
it's a little different.
It is a little different.
But then maybe I'll fall in love with Tim Robinson like I did Nathan Fielder. But I don't know. I don't know.
Nathan Fielder's also more story based weirdness. Even on the Nathan for You,
Yeah,
there was still like it had a format that was a story. Was I'm just going in to help businesses or whatever. It just wasn't a random awkward sketch.
true. Yeah,
and there's a lot of recurring
and personal personal relationships. I guess that's a little hard maybe to classify those things as relationships that he forms.
Are they doing another the rehearsal?
I haven't heard of anything, but I hope so.
I hope so too.
It probably takes them a while to make it.
Yep.
Although I think What wasn't last time like the last one he was working on the next one at the same time? Because he kept talking about how he go out to Arizona and that area, and
Ew.
that's where he was generally working on the plane stuff.
Yeah, maybe he is.
But again, that probably took years. I mean, I get his
He
pilot's
also,
license.
and he also made fun of Paramount a lot, and they might be like, "Yeah, we're not airing this again." Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
beautiful. There's this girl on TikTok. I saw this video, and she was talking about how she was like, I almost dated Nathan Fielder, and more or less she's been in love with him for the longest time, and he was in line behind her at the grocery store, and they like kind of chit chatted, and she sent him a DM like afterwards, and she was like,
wow.
he read it and then never responded.
Well, he had to rehearse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so somebody was like, I mean, I think that counts.
What if he makes an episode based on that interaction?
Did you watch the very last episode of Nathan For You, Finding Francis? It's like an hour and a half long.
Was that the culmination of all the piloting stuff?
No, no. It was the Nathan For You. It
Oh,
had the
Nathan For
guy
You.
that was the Bill Gates impersonator, and he had this long lost love, and so they try to find her.
I did.
And then Nathan creates this weird relationship with that girl that he hires.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good episode. It's so heartwarming and like, yeah, very good.
Interesting.
I want to go back and just watch that episode.
I feel like I want to go back and watch it now too, because it's been a while. Because that show went off the air
Oh,
6 years
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
a while ago. A
I
while.
think it was before COVID.
Yeah, for sure before COVID. Has to be.
Interesting.
Because Comedy Central hasn't put shows out in a while. They stopped putting out
Yeah,
like new stuff.
that's true. And wasn't it a Canadian show before Comedy Central picked it up? Because he's Canadian.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was based out in LA.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he is Canadian.
Speaking of interesting, were you a Love on the Spectrum fan?
I haven't watched it. I'm afraid maybe it'll hit too close to home at points.
Because every time I say interesting, there's a new person on this season who says interesting a lot. He goes, after someone says it, he goes, interesting, interesting. So every time I say it now, I hear his voice, and I'm like, oh no, I'm doing it.
Maybe hitting a little too close to home.
You know, it's a spectrum for a reason.
I've only heard good things. People absolutely love that show.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the most heartwarming shows on outside of, for me, Bake Off or Great British. That's one of the more like, I want to be happy for a moment, so I'm gonna watch this show.
I'll need to get it. I also know that it'll just make me cry.
It will.
And I'm already pretty easily tear up these days, and so I probably would just be sitting on the couch just how much TikTok's crying like about nurses or monkeys getting their stuffed animals.
Oh God. Well, there's a weird fact for me is I probably cry more at game shows or reality TV than I have even watching Hamnet, even though I teared up. But there's something about like when you hear someone's sad story and then they end up winning, like even if it's a small prize, like they just won like 60 grand and they start tearing up, I'm like, they deserve it. And it gets me every time.
I think I wouldn't say it's the hardest time I cried, but it was probably the most emotional I got. I was watching Antique Roadshow, and this guy came in, and I think they were in Georgia or something. He was older, probably 75, 76, and he brought in this blanket, and it was a traditional Indian woven blanket, Native American woven blanket. And he's like, we've had it in my family, and we just use it all the time. We really cherish it, and it came from, I think, I don't think he was part Native American, but like somebody in his family was close and they gave it to him as a gift, and it was worth like $100,000. And he was like, that's gonna like
Change your life.
yeah,
Yeah.
change my family's life.
Crazy.
He was like so happy about it. Yeah, I was, and because the story he told too was just there's so much respect behind it. It wasn't just like, oh, my grandmother gave me this and I just put it in a chest.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
yeah,
that would get me too.
yeah, I would.
I think it's because it's like, I know these are real people.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
And like even a movie like Hamnet, it's like, yeah, it's telling a fictionalized version of a real story, but it's still like, they're acting. But when you see someone just lose it on TV, they're like, they lost it because that's real. That's real.
Yep.
Oof. But people are like, you cry at cooking shows. I'm like, sometimes. Come on.
Bake Off. So when they help each other is
Oh
when
yeah, you're like, it's so wholesome.
I know. They're like, what do you need help with? What do you need help with?
Yeah, but then there's also such funny moments. I hate that Prue's not on it because she had such funny moments.
Who is it, Nigella that's replacing her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think should be good. I'm curious to see her dynamic with Paul. But
Yeah, because I don't.
Paul's kind of a flirt, so I think I'll play
And
that up a little bit.
and he he seems to have a type, and that type is Indian. Because every time there's a Indian girl, especially when they're younger and super attractive, he's always
Very
just
flirtatious.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
the
but
little blue-eyed Paul.
I don't know. I've never known Nigella to be known for being nice. I don't think she's mean, but
No, she's
I've
just very.
yeah. So usually they have somebody to contrast Paul's
So
harshness.
that should be interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't.
And we won't get like the class. Like I think it was 2 seasons ago when they had to make cakes that were like sculptures. Someone made a beaver, and she goes, "All right, tell me about your beaver." And everyone lost it.
Yeah. Ugh, so good.
Oh, or there was some. It came up on Instagram, but it was like top 5 funniest Bake Off comments, and I still love the James A. Caster one where they're like, "All right, tell us how you made this." He's like, "Well, I had a panic attack. Bon appetit."
Have you watched that episode?
No, because I can't find it anywhere. I've seen clips, but I can't
Ye-
watch the full episode.
The way you can watch it is you can get a Channel 4 account, and then you have to get a VPN and tell it that you're in England, and then you can watch it through that.
A lot of work. Okay.
But it's not as much work as I thought it was going to be because usually,
Free VPN will do it, or do you have to pay for?
well, I think you need to tell that you're in England or a country that you can watch it
So I can
from.
do it from my phone.
Yeah,
You can change your location on your phone.
yeah. As long as you can change your location,
Yeah.
because some of the free ones that you can't pick your location. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But you should be able to watch it that way,
Interesting. Okay.
and you can find clips online too. But
Well, have you ever seen his comedy special? It's on Vimeo. Randomly enough, you can watch it for free. But it's he talks about his time on it. It's so funny.
I don't know if
So
I've seen
funny.
it actually.
Good. It was also one of his first specials because he was kind of known as a clean comic, and he just comes out just like railing, and he's like, "All the Christians in the room who came to see me have now left. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going." But it's a great special. But he has a whole like 20-minute story about his time on Bake Off, and it's awesome.
Who is your favorite comedian right now?
Ooh, oh, my I love James A. Caster, but his last special wasn't my favorite. But I like him on things. I think he just has great timing. I love I like Pete Holmes a lot. And I like Nate Bargatze a lot. And then I just watched Trevor Noah's new special, and
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
I love his because it's thoughtful comedy, but it's still funny. But who I've cracked up the most at with clips and stuff recently, it's probably Pete Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to check out his new special and stuff because I feel like he's making a comeback, at least in my life. And so
Who's yours?
I would say probably like the newest one that I really like is Robbie Hoffman.
I haven't heard it.
Well, Robbie Hoffman, she is in Rooster. She's like the
Oh,
sister, the daughter-in-law, or yeah,
the main like brunette.
with the hair. She always has her hair like in a bun and like split in the middle and glasses.
Oh, that's not.
And you probably thought that they might have been a he, but they are a she.
I'm gonna look up a photo.
She's really funny, and she was in Hacks as well.
Robbie.
And she's married to Wendy from or
Oh yeah, she's the roommate of one of the characters in the show. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's what yeah. She's really funny. She has a special on Netflix,
That's
I
awesome.
believe. And I don't
My dad's name is Rob. That's why I assumed it was a guy. Just saying.
oh, I mean I think it's very fair. And people in her special she does talk about that because she's like people always ask me my pronouns and she was like, I don't know, something's obviously not right. Something's gone wrong.
It's hilarious.
But then they have this whole other bit too. They're like all those people who went by they them. They're like no going back, no backsies. Not under my watch. It's very funny, very funny.
I can't. I'm trying to find this other comedian I've seen recently. I think her name's Emily something. She always wears a beanie and has like long braids. I've showed you guys clips before where she talks about like divorce and stuff like that.
I don't know,
Hold on.
not ringing a bell.
Emily, comedian, beanie?
How do you feel about comedians being in TV shows? Bless you.
Woo. Emily Catalano. That's who it is.
Oh, okay.
She has really good stuff too. But repeat your question.
Oh, how do you feel about comedians being in TV shows?
Depends on the show. Like a show like Taskmaster, yeah, that's a necessity. Then there's comedic actors like what's his face from Shrinking was in The Pit. and
hmm
he's playing a doctor. Even though he had some funny quips, he's still playing a dramatic role.
But he's not a comedian. Is he?
I don't know.
I don't
Actually,
think
I
he
don't
has
know.
stand up.
I don't know. I don't think he does. He might, but I don't think he does. I can't even tell you his name. But
Oh, I know what it is. Looked it
I
up
know
a
his
million
name's
times.
on in the show.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I can't remember, but I think it's not for everyone. Like, I mean, obviously Seinfeld was one of the big ones to do it first. Uh, I loved Crashing, Pete Holmes' show,
Mhm.
but then I've seen like there's some things like I think Tracy Morgan's brilliant, but I also like after a couple episodes of shows that he's in, except for 30 Rock, I like 30 Rock a lot. But I think other shows, I'm like, you're just doing the same thing, you know.
You don't like that Reggie Dinks show?
It's okay.
I just find I laugh at it a lot.
Yeah,
The story, yeah, it's not the best premise, but it's funny the way that it's written, and so I keep watching because I laugh.
but I loved his one-liners in 30 Rock all the
Oh,
time. They were great.
yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't think like Tracy Morgan's not an idiot in real life. So
Mhm.
it's like he just plays one really well.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of shows where it's fallen flat for me. Well, and this is an assumption, like I don't think if the show is like an office style and they're like James Acaster starring in it, I'd be like, I don't know how good of an actor he can be.
Right. Versus like Ricky Gervais was in The
Yeah.
Office, the British one, and he,
Great.
yeah.
And Stephen Merchant. Like his show, he had an HBO show for like 2 seasons.
Hello, Ladies.
Yeah, I thought that was great. But they've also been in TV for so long.
That's true. Yeah, they were. I think they're both started as stand-up comedians, but more or less transitioned to TV. Ricky Gervais, he does the hosting and
Who
stuff.
is bombed in your opinion as a comedic actor?
I
That
think
is
I was.
comedian.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to. I don't know of anybody off the top of my head when I'm thinking of like TV shows.
Because even Chris Rock was in one of the Fargo seasons, and I thought he did a great job.
Oh yeah, he did do a great
That
job.
was a drama,
Mhm.
you know?
Andrew Bird was in that season too.
Yep.
That Fargo. Talk about a good show.
Well,
Talk about a good show.
what kind of threw me off, Shrinking, what's his face from Ted Lasso? Boy,
What's his-
he's one of the creators and producers.
Oh, Brett Goldstein.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of him as a serious role.
Yeah, I liked him in Ted Lasso a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like him and that is that'd be a case where I'm like, maybe we'll just stay behind the camera on
He
this
didn't do
one.
a bad job, but it was like,
It fell flat. It fell flat.
and I think it's like I've pigeonholed him. So it might be my own psychology into like, you're supposed to be this gruff, like wow, like cussing all the time and like rough around the edges, not this sensitive. Like I've learned and grown. Like I don't know, maybe it's my fault, but I was like, no, that's not you.
You're typecasting him. Well, did you
Yeah.
watch his stand-up special?
I haven't yet.
It definitely makes you think that doesn't it doesn't fit his personality. I mean, you're supposed to be an actor, but yeah, it just doesn't fit his body language, I guess is
Yeah.
what I think is
Or
what
there's
it
even
is.
like the opposite spectrum. There's comedic actors that I don't think would do well doing stand up. Like for me, I don't know if we'll ever hear this. If so, I'm sorry, Kamal, but Kumail Nanjiani, I like him in stuff more than I like his comedy.
Yeah.
'Cause
Same.
I watched the special and it was fine. Like there's funny moments, but I wasn't like, bro, everyone has to see this.
Yeah, no, same.
So loved him in Taskmaster. Love him. Even Kevin Hart's new show. He's one of the panel judges. I think he does a great job. But
I think Langston Kerman does a really good job as acting, but they are better at stand up, I
Yeah.
think. And I like their podcast a lot. But I also want to see him in TV more.
that and who's the young, he's Hispanic on SNL that just had a comedy special.
Oh, Marcelo
Yeah.
Hernandez. He's
His special
so
was
fucking
so
funny.
good.
You should watch him on Brittany Broski's Royal Court. He's on there,
Oh,
and
okay.
he has this like huge joke about how many minions he could take on, and he's like one. He's like those things will never die. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's great. And I think he could do both. I think he could act and do all of that.
Yeah.
SNL's done well for him.
Yeah, I don't know how he would do though in like a TV, like a sitcom though.
He has a very distinct voice.
He might do better in a sketch, like he does
Yeah.
sketch show.
Well, I could see him doing a sitcom, like a old style multicam kind of sitcom. I could see him doing something like that, where it's like specific comedic timing you have, audience laughs, keep going.
Mhm.
But if it was a show like Abbott Elementary or something. He might be able to do like an episode, but I couldn't see him being like the lead on something like that.
Oh
At least
yeah,
not yet.
no, it'd be definitely a comedic addition supporter. What about influencers on in TV shows? No.
I'm not a social media guy. I don't like it. And just because you have followers, I don't think that has earned you rights to do anything else personally.
I know that
People might hate me for that, but
if I find out that the people that are on Traders that they only went with people that had like a large following already, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
yeah.
Because that's how they find the people for Love Island, but that makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
you find all these people want to watch. They like looking at their photos. Let's put them on TV.
Yep.
Which
That's
I mean,
what I like about $1 Million Secret. It's just random people.
yeah.
No one's ever heard of these people before.
Mhm.
Now they have followings because people are like, "Oh, I see you on the show, and I'm gonna follow you now." But yeah, don't. I would hate that too, because I'm like, I see you on my stupid feeds every day.
Mhm.
I don't want to watch you on TV now.
Yeah, there's that guy Shane who also now has a podcast, that therapist show. He was in Hacks for an episode or two, and I think part of it was jealousy because I was like, well, that doesn't seem fair, and I want to be there, but also, I mean, I think he did a good job in the role. It was a good fit for him, but I don't know. Yeah, I felt weird about it.
Yeah, no, and I hope even if I was ever on a TV show or something like that, my account's private. It'll stay private. If I don't know you, I'm not accepting you. I don't like it. I don't want it.
There you go.
No desire.
Well, you might not get on a TV show then.
Probably not. That's fine.
You can just scrub everything.
Well, that's why game shows I think are my best bet, because they don't care if you have a following or not. They just want people on the game show.
That's true.
They have to get 100 people every time they film, so they have to find 100 people.
Mhm. Well, I think we were going to get you on the 1% Club then.
Oh, I would, except knowing me, I'd probably be like, yeah, I've won every episode in my mind in the same time frame, but I don't have the pressure of TV, and I'd probably be like, what is 1 + 5? I don't know.
No, I think again, playing games with you, you're always pretty on it.
I try to be. There's a bee. Hello, bee. Are you allergic?
No, it's a yellow jacket, but yeah.
It is a yellow jacket?
Yeah.
You son of a. It wants that lime and that beer we were drinking.
Or just the beer in general. You can go over here. Well, do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Anything else on your mind?
It's just been a pleasure.
It's been great. Well, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Uh,
Maybe if Ellen listens to this and doesn't hate me for doing a AI bracket, this can happen again.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Or as long as we don't get any like really bad comments.
People are like, that guy's voice is annoying.
They'll be like, let's not have him on there
We
again.
can EQ it. It's fine.
All right. Well, we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Are you watching